Lawmakers have left. As you can see, the House is dark that we're in right now. But earlier today, during a conference committee, they worked out the differences between two different map proposals to come up with one map for the state that Republicans say they think will pass muster with the court. We did hear a bit from the judges toward the end of the hearing. During closing arguments, they questioned the state, repeatedly asking whether Alabama lawmakers deliberately disregarded the court's order. And people are clamoring to find their seats. We're told about 2,700 people are expected to be here tonight. ALGOP Chairman John Wall says this is their biggest summer dinner yet, and this will also be Trump's first full remarks since he was indicted. Britt says she's doing well and grateful to be back and working. She's gearing up for a busy September in the Senate with a government shutdown looming at the end of this month. We've heard some Republicans say they don't want to support a continuing resolution without action on immigration or other issues. Would you support a government shutdown if those issues aren't handled?
Look, I am keeping all of my options on the table right now.
With Senator Katie Britt's endorsement of former President Donald Trump, she now joins all other Alabama Republican congressional members. Now, Trump has a lot of support in this state. And how does he overcome that lead from former President Donald Trump, who's up in the polls but not on stage tonight?
He shows up.
Lawmakers gavelled in, gavelled out, and adjourned until March 21st, leaving time for what's expected to be a special session. Hi, Ben. Yeah, debate over these maps all week have really centered on the meaning of opportunity. Republicans say that a second district with 40% black voting age population does provide opportunity for black voters to elect their candidate of choice, as the court called for. Democrats, however, say 40% is an opportunity to lose. On the fifth and final day of the session, Democrats made their last plea for two majority black districts, saying that's what the court asked for and that's what will give black voters opportunity.
We leave here with this: 0 plus 0, which ultimately equals no results for which the court directed us to come here.
After working out the differences between the House and Senate plans, Republican lawmakers approved a new map. In the Livingston Congressional 3 plan, District 7 has 51% black voting age population, and District 2 has 40%. Republicans say the plan is more compact than previous drafts and keeps communities of interest together.
I think what we've come up with today is as close as what we could get, and now it's up to the judges to decide if we've done enough.
The map does not affect incumbent Congress members. It also takes out some of the county splits in a previous draft, like in Etowah County, that at least one Republican expressed concern over.
I think getting it to the district can elect a Democrat and increasing the minority where they have opportunity. It talked about opportunity district is what it talked about, and I think it certainly does that.
Democrats continue to say 40% population is not enough to satisfy the court.
It is the definition of non-compliant. Like if you Googled non-compliant, that map would pop up.
Now, Governor Kay Ivey has signed this bill. We just heard from her communications director minutes ago, and federal judges will decide whether this map can stand or whether they'll appoint a special master to redraw the congressional lines. There's a hearing in Birmingham on this map, August 14th. Reporting now in Montgomery, Maddie Biertempfel, CBS 42 News. People from all over the country showed up here at the Edmund Pettus Bridge to hear the president's speech and to commemorate Bloody Sunday 58 years ago. Thousands of marchers came to honor those before them. Many remember Bloody Sunday clearly.
I'm 74 and I ain't gonna forget it.
Others are learning about it for the first time.
I think it's pretty fun to learn about the history of people when we actually walk on their ground.
The 1965 bridge crossing marked a turning point in the civil rights movement. Hundreds crossed the bridge demonstrating for voting rights, but they were beaten by state troopers on the other side.
We should learn everything. The good, the bad, the truth of who we are as a nation. And everyone should know the truth of Selma.
President Joe Biden, speaking Sunday, says history matters. The Voting Rights Act was signed into law months after Bloody Sunday, ensuring access to the ballot box for all Americans.
They forced the country to confront the hard truth and to act to keep the promise of America alive.
The president said, however, the fight isn't over. He called on Congress to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act in honor of the late congressman.
I made it clear, I will not let a filibuster obstruct the sacred right to vote.
Those in the crowd say they appreciated the president's visit.
Just him being out here great, let us know that he cared and let us know that he's still fighting and working to help make the change that need to happen.
Now, Biden's speech comes in the aftermath of a tornado that tore through the city in January. And in his speech, he touched on the resilience of Selma and about the federal relief being offered to the city. He says so far they've received $8 million in federal recovery efforts. Reporting in Selma, Maddie Biertempfel. I'm here in Autauga County where you can just see all of the destruction behind me. Emergency management officials say they've never seen anything like this after a tornado tore through the area Thursday afternoon. Stephen Smith visited family here on County Road 140 before the storm Thursday. A day later, it's unrecognizable.
This is home. I mean, after the storm came through on yesterday and we couldn't see much on yesterday, and I lost my brother in the storm, and so we come out to Severe, the left, the remains, and it's just horrific. I never experienced anything like this in my life.
Smith says his faith is helping his family get through the loss.
We trust God. We have faith in God, and he never makes a mistake. He always just. So we're thankful.
That area is one of many parts of the county hit by the tornado. EMA Director Ernie Baggett confirms 7 deaths and at least a dozen injured, mostly occurring in the Old Kingston area. He believes about 40 homes have been damaged beyond livability.
I think we're getting to the point where we've located everyone and have been able to get a handle on where everybody is. So that's why I think within the next maybe 4 or 5 hours we should be able to shut that part of this down.
Despite the destruction, Baggett says hundreds of first responders from across the state have come together to provide assistance.
It's just what happens here in Alabama. That's the way it works. This is not unusual. This is exactly how it always goes. Everybody comes together. It's a force multiplier.
Now, for those who want to help, Director Baggett says now may not be the best time as search and rescue efforts are still underway, but he says they will be setting up a volunteer reception center between Autauga and Elmore counties soon, and that would be the best place to turn. Reporting in Autauga County, Maddie Biertempfel, CBS 42 News, local coverage you can count on.